You empty. First of all, first of all, I hope you enjoyed your dinner, and I'd like to first of all thank Aladdin for preparing and serving the meal. So if we could all give them a round of applause, because preparing the meal is only half the story. You have to deliver it too to make it a meal. So they did a great job on both of them. My name is Kevin Jacklin, and I am a 1985 and 1995 graduate of the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. And I am president of your UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association Board of Directors. I only got to practice this 2 or 3 times, so bear with me. It is my pleasure to welcome you and present tonight's honored guests. But first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Alumni Awards program. This evening, we are recognizing the achievement of 10 accomplished University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh alumni. Chris and I had a little bit of a discussion on whether it was 9 or 10 last night. I said it was 5 outstanding young alumni, 4 distinguished alumni, and then the Outstanding Service Award. You said that's 5, 4, and 1, that equals 10. And I said that might be true, but you didn't categorize them properly. So we got that cleared up, so we're ready to go. So in 1972, the Alumni Association created the Outstanding Young Alumni Award Program to recognize the early career accomplishments of our recent graduates. Tonight, 5 alumni will receive this honor because of the success they've had, they have achieved in their careers thus far and promise they hold for future achievement. We are also proud to honor 4 graduates with the Distinguished Alumni Award. Established in 1964, I'm still older than that too, so I've got that going for me, to recognize those who have demonstrated a long record of distinguished service and achievement with a particular discipline, organization, or cause that has brought distinction to our university. Tonight's recipients bring the total number of UW-Oshkosh Distinguished Alumni to 232. So, and finally, we will also honor one amazing graduate with the Outstanding Service Award. And is John Strauss here? Did I pronounce it correctly? I've been missing it a couple of meetings, and John has corrected me. So, and this award was established in honor of our 150th. I would say that word that starts with S and ends in centennial, but that's not going to happen. So, it's our 150th. So, you know, and as a permanent honor to tonight's award recipients, a brick in each of their names has been installed in the patio outside of this beautiful building. So if you just keep going straight through those doors, hopefully you had an opportunity to take a look and find your brick. If not, there'll be plenty of time tomorrow and plenty of daylight. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that. But tonight they will receive a mini replica of that brick so they can display that in your home or in your office, as well as a glass photo frame to showcase your many, many favorite UW-Oshkosh memories.
I'm a little shorter, I apologize. Good evening. My name is Justine Braun. I'm a 2015 UWO grad with a radio, TV, film major and a journalism minor, and I'm a member of the UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association Board of Directors. I have the pleasure of introducing some very special guests in the audience tonight. Chancellor Andrew Levitt and Karen Levitt. John Coker, Provost. Aaron Grisham, Vice Chancellor, Student Affairs. Alex Hummel, Chief of Staff. Ann Stevens, Dean, College of Letters and Science. Barbara Rao, Dean, College of Business. Linda Haling, Dean, College of Education and Human Services. Si-Yoon Chung, Dean, College of Nursing. And Larry Carlin, Dean, Honors College. We are delighted that each of you could join us this evening to honor our Alumni Award recipients. The UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association is pleased to sponsor tonight's event, so if the members of the Alumni Board could please stand and be recognized. We are also thrilled to have a number of past Alumni Award recipients with us this evening, so if you could please stand to be recognized when I call your name. Scott Buckland, Outstanding Young Alumni Award, 1997. Victor Alatorre, Distinguished Alumni Award, 2013. Jim Hoffman, Distinguished Alumni Award, 2016. Phil Whitebloom, Distinguished Alumni Award, also 2016. And last but certainly not least, Colonel Charles Crisper, Distinguished Alumni Award 2020. We also have several students with us tonight, and we'd like to thank those who sponsored for them to attend this special evening. Current students, if you could please stand and be recognized. We would also like to thank Titan TV and the Radio TV Film staff that are actually live streaming this event right now. Our staff is in the back. You can see cameras around, so thank you very much. And finally, before we meet the rest of our honored guests, I would like to take a moment to welcome Chancellor Andrew Levitt to the stage.
When I say go, you say Titan. Go! 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 That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's nice to have you all back, that's for sure. Really delighted to see everybody tonight. This is really a special evening, a special event. I know it's a joke I say every year, but I like the joke. It's a good one. In that it was actually kind of reality. When I look at the accomplishments of our awardees tonight, the people we're honoring, it makes me doubt the choices I've made in my own life. They are all so incredibly accomplished, have incredible stories to tell, and you're going to hear from them tonight. And so I'm really grateful that we are able to honor such distinguished and very, very active alumni in the things that we do here. So I'd just like to take a couple of seconds here just to acknowledge a few people here that I want to call out Jim and Jane Hoffman again. Appreciate your leadership of the UWO Foundation, a very important partner in what we do here. Of course, I also want to personally thank all the members of the Alumni Board, the Board of Directors. They do great work for this institution. I'll also call out Brian and Don Davis, who's our superintendent, which is a very important partner, as you can imagine, to this institution here. And we have a number of members of our OSA, Oshkosh Student Association leadership here tonight, and so I certainly do appreciate them coming here as well. I'd like to have all the current colleagues, faculty and staff who are current or here tonight, if you wouldn't mind standing just to say hello here. Please stand if you're current faculty or staff here. Appreciate that. These are just world-class colleagues. I have to say it's a joy every day to come here and work with such dedicated professionals and our faculty, our instructional academic staff, and our staff as well that just day in and day out really provide the best possible experience for our students. So I do appreciate that very much. Lastly, I would like to ask all of our retirees who are here tonight, please stand. I'd like to see how many are here as well. Retirees. Yeah. Thank you so much. Welcome back. I tell you, the energy on campus is back. What a great fall this has been so far. In talking to Provost Coker and other faculty on this campus, our students are actually going to class. So that's a great achievement given coming out of, let's clap. That's good. Clapping is good. I don't mean that to be too snarky, but it just last year, 2 years ago, it was COVID. Last year, we were kind of coming out of COVID, but not quite. We were all still wearing masks, and it was a very confusing time in terms of the kinds of instructions and modalities. Modality is a word we all learned in terms of the different ways that you can teach the same course. Our faculty, of course, my hat's off to them forever. In the spring of 2020, the way that they were able to pivot really instantaneously and completely changed the way that they teach as we all went away in that time period. And of course, we were back the next fall on a face-to-face basis, of course, but with a lot of rules. And the only way that worked, and this is an institution whom I believe, for a lot of reasons, handled the COVID epidemic very, very well, and we got a lot of accolades for it. It's certainly because of the incredible leadership we had, led by Kurt Leibold and other people who did that kind of work. But it was our faculty and staff and the students who actually adhered to what we needed to do in order to be open. And so, I just really in awe. So now we have this beautiful day, and as I said today to the foundation board, the other day I was on campus and I started looking around, and I was watching women's tennis. Great, we're playing lacrosse, which is always a tough team, and I could hear over here on the right the Titan Thunder Marching Band practicing on the field, the most beautiful practice field in the United States of America, I might add, right next to the river. And then you started to sweep to the left, and there was the Student Rec Center with the students coming in and out of it, working out. And then I saw this beautiful red fox run across the lawn. If you don't know about our foxes, they're legendary here. We had a family here this year, and we still have one guy who's hanging on. And we have daily fox viewings of this little rascal that just won't go away. So then, then looking around, we just have students milling about. We cut the campus in half this last year with Algoma, of course, being renovated. They dug up 100-year-old sewers and water pipes and everything else, replaced all of that. And it turns out the only person who actually managed to step in wet concrete was me. And I had to very sheepishly go to them and say, I just did that. And they were going like, jeez. It's like, so I freely admit it, stepped in the concrete, but and they covered it up. So anyhow, that project is almost done. We have a lot of really positive things happening on campus these days in terms of the engagement of students and the students engaging one another. And just couldn't be more thrilled. It's just a great place to be, great place to work. You should be proud of this place. We know that we're proud of you as alumni. It's always great to have you back. Tomorrow, important football game. We also have volleyball. Our volleyball team is just killing it these days, along with women's soccer. So we have an important football game against Stout. Whoever thought that Stout would ever be a thing, but they're hanging points on people. And so we got to be careful and get through that, and then we're still very much in the hunt for whatever happens next. So with that, I'll turn it back over. I just want to express my appreciation and profound pride in our honorees tonight. Enjoy this moment. It's fun. It'll be fun for you, and remember it for a lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor Levitt. That were some very great words of encouragement and inspiration for us. So now it's my pleasure to introduce our Outstanding Young Alumni Award recipients. Tonight we will honor 5 alumni who have graduated within the past 15 years for their professional, civic, and future promise. This brings the total number of esteemed alumni to receive this award to 230. So just a little bit behind the distinguished alumni, but catching up. So first up tonight, please welcome John Ackerman. John received a bachelor's degree in nursing in 2014. John John began his healthcare career as an active duty Army field medic after graduating high school. He served a 14-month tour in civil affairs in Baghdad, Iraq, and upon honorable discharge as a sergeant, he returned home and enrolled in the UW Oshkosh's College of Nursing. It was during this time at UWO that he completed a clinical at Winnebago Mental Health Institute in Oshkosh and became inspired to pursue a career in the correctional nursing field. After relocating to Washington State, John worked as a health services administrator at the Lewis County Jail and teamed up with the Lewis County Sheriff Department to implement a new clinical, oops, lost my spot there, sorry about that, a new clinical clinical medication to assisted treatment program to prevent opioid addiction from causing inmates to relapse back into criminal behavior. Through the program, more than 200 individuals transitioned out of jail and into community clinics, and the successful initiative was featured in the magazine U.S. News and World Report, as well as the Seattle Times. John has since moved back to Wisconsin and has served as a float nurse at the Ascension Northeastern Wisconsin Mercy Campus in Oshkosh. Please join me in welcoming John Ackerman to the stage to receive the Outstanding Young Alumni Award.
Thank you. Good evening. I wanted to start this brief speech by thanking the College of Nursing, the award committee, Chancellor Levitt, Dean of Nursing Chung, and the entire UWO faculty staff. I'd like to also thank my parents, Al and Sue Ackerman, who are in the audience tonight. I'm not going to, I myself graduated from the College of Nursing in 2014 and moved to Washington thereafter. I'm not going to go into great detail about my personal history, as this award is to draw attention to the work done in Washington State on a medication-assisted therapy program for incarcerated opiate-addicted inmates. The program itself took approximately 6 months to develop and included numerous community partners for continuity of care. This aspect of continuity of care essentially means we provide a minimal, barrier alternative from start to finish in the incarcerated setting that gives the addicted individual a viable and straightforward path to recovery. The goal is to make it easy to navigate. During the intake of an individual into the correctional facility, those with opiate addiction would be identified. If they met the criteria of a frequent user, they would be offered access to opioid replacement therapy and counseling. They also complete a weekly telecare visit with partner clinics in the community and daily medication dosing. At time of release, each individual in the program would undergo specific discharge planning. This included a final counseling session, a subscription for 7 days worth of opiate-based cessation medication, and a visit within 24 hours with the partner agency handling their follow-up care. We also enrolled them in Medicaid while incarcerated or reactivated it if it was suspended. We also offered them a taxi ticket or bus pass to their first appointment. Going out the door, each former inmate was given a step-by-step instruction guide in clear numerical format on what to do upon time of release to follow up with outside help. I also included my work cell number to call for help in navigating what to do next. Many a night did I get a call from a newly released inmate asking for clarification or assistance. Again, the approach was to make recovery as easy and streamlined as possible. The funding source was Medicaid dollars dispensed by the Cascade Pacific Action Alliance, or CPAA, a nonprofit organization that works to improve healthcare in Washington State to mainly underserved communities and to combat the opiate crisis. The facility I worked for was one of 19 recipients of this funding and is the only jail in Washington State to access the grant money after submitting our proposal. The program was so successful that it was featured in the Seattle Times and U.S. News publications. I also was contacted by Georgetown University and took part in a study on programs similar to ours around the country. We also had numerous jails tour our facility to see the program in action in order to assist in starting a similar program. In closing, the BSN program here at UWO produces leaders, and I believe the success I had was a reflection of this sentiment. I am proud to call myself a UWO alumni and graduate of the College of Nursing. This award is truly humbling. Thank you all again.
Our next award recipient is Christine Uhas, a 2018 radio TV film major who is a content creator and comedian with more than 5.8 million, I'll say that again, 5.8 million followers on TikTok. Although she spent years learning and honing her skills as an undergrad at UWO, Christine found overnight success in 2019 after posting a video about a cactus that she bought at Walmart. The video went viral, and within 24 hours, it had more than 1 million views. And within a week, she had more than 1 million followers. Every day since, Christine has been writing, filming, and editing comedic videos for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. She uses the name Christine Snaps as her handle for her work, so look her up. And while she continues to make funny videos for her fans, she also now works with major companies like Dunkin', Airheads, Warner Brothers, and Fox Entertainment. She even helped UWO with recruitment efforts by promoting the university on her social media. Christine, please step forward to receive your Outstanding Alumni Award.
Let's see, good height, yeah. Okay, hi everyone. I just wanted to start off by saying congratulations to all the fellow alumni being honored and highlighted here tonight. Now, this is a room full of very hardworking, accomplished, and successful people. And I know that because, you know, I read up on all of your bios that was in the UWO alumni newsletter before coming tonight. There are a lot of intelligent people here. I'm talking degrees, multiple master's degrees, okay? I'm a little intimidated. And I was thinking that maybe I got invited by accident, so I'm glad to be up here. Now, when I went to UWO, I was very focused. I was mostly focused on having a good time, but I was also here to, you know, get the degree. So getting my degree was always the goal, but I was going to have as much fun doing it as possible. And looking back, I'd say mission accomplished there. So I did and still do consider Oshkosh a second home because the time I spent here was traded for some of the greatest memories, some lifelong friends, and the tools to create and pursue an amazing career. Now, you know how some of the students live on campus, but they go home pretty often. They're kind of always heading back to the hometown, checking in with the parents. Yeah, that wasn't me. I was here all the time. First in, last out. I didn't want to miss anything. So, and if we keep this next part just to ourselves in this room, because my parents couldn't make it tonight, I stayed an extra semester just because I wanted to hang out with my friends and graduate with all of them. Now, if my parents watch the live stream and they find this out, the white lie I told them was something about credits. I didn't have enough credits. The school lost my credits. There was a gym class I never took. I didn't attend enough football games, something like that. So we're just going to keep this between us. I remember telling them, and they go, yeah, whatever. Just let us know when you buy the cap and gown. See, my current career as a content creator that brought me all the way back here tonight can be summed up in about one sentence. I record what some people would consider dumb videos of myself all day to put on the internet. So when I saw the email from the alumni board a couple months ago telling me that some fellow classmates of mine had nominated me for an Outstanding Young Alumni Award, my first thought was, oh, they're pranking me. Oh, that's fun. What a fun email. And my second thought was, wait, what have I even accomplished since graduating UWO? Because it feels like my career has only just begun. Now, UWO is where I met my friends, roommates, and even classmates that I still talk to on the daily, texting a couple minutes ago. On UWO's campus in the RTF department is where I learned how to write, film, and create TV shows and content. And UWO is where I learned that if you are wearing, if you ever find yourself in the Clash the mascot, Clash the Titan mascot costume, make sure you really walk heel to toe. Heel toe, because the shoes are big, and you will fall down a flight of stairs, and people will see, and they will think it's part of the entertainment. And I might have known from experience from working, but I guess the lesson there is that the show must go on. I'm proud to say that I've cherished all these memories, and in the past couple of years, I've built a brand, a company, and a career around filming the humor in life and sharing my life experiences online, and I'm proud to have UWO be such a big part of that. My job as a content creator and comedian is never a boring one. I always tell people it's definitely not the hardest job in the world, but it is one of the most rewarding. And nights like tonight make it come full circle. Where I started at UWO will always be a big part of where I'm going. So thank you again to the Alumni Board, my former professors and faculty here tonight, and fellow award recipients. Thank you and congratulations.
Obviously, I know who's going to write my speech for next year. And probably present it, because he'd probably do a better job than I'm doing right now. But anyway, our next honoree is Thomas Canote, a 2016 environmental studies major. In 7 short years since his graduation, Thomas completed a master's degree in natural resource management at the University of Minnesota and became a leader in the field of sustainability and educational outreach at the College of Menominee Nation, where he currently serves as the Director of Sustainable Development Institute. At SDI, Thomas and his staff promote the indigenous sustainable model through education, externships, while fostering collaborations with the tribal community and numerous external entities, such as the UW System, the Midwest Climate Adaptation Science Center, and the Nature Conservancy. He also is a mentor who helps recruit and retain Indigenous students in higher education, knowing how important Native American faculty and staff are for students. On a personal note, I stopped by the UW Green Bay First Nations Study Group, or department, to make sure I was pronouncing your name properly, and they also want to congratulate you. So Thomas, please step forward to receive your award.
All right. Forgive me, I have digital notes, so. Poso Mauni Wiak, Alasna Wiswa Natota Makana, Kashina Skiwakian, Omatamane, Mashik, Anishinaabe, Natawam. Hello, everybody. My name is Tom Canote Jr. I'm Turtle Clan. I'm an enrolled member of the Menominee Nation, and I'm also Lakudere Anishinaabe. And I thought I would start out that way by speaking Menominee language here on Menominee lands, and I feel really proud of that. And being able to bring a little bit of home to our ancestral land. So we'll land in for that. So Christine's a hard follow, but I'm planning just to, I have something really short, just a quick thank you. I just want to acknowledge the community, the folks that have helped me get to where I'm at today and continue to support me. So thank you, Kevin, Justine, and Chancellor, for the opportunity. So firstly, I'd like to say Wawanakatanen, which is thank you very much to the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, to the Alumni Board, and to all the folks involved. I'd like to say that this is an honoring not just for me, but it is truly a community honor. I have so many people that have helped me to get me where I'm at today. So super quickly, I'd like to just say thank you to my mom, my dad, former colleague here, Forrest Apel, Roger Westcott, Chris Annis, Miriam Schatt, Department Chair of Environmental Studies, Jim Feldman. I don't think Colin Long's in geography anymore. I think he's somewhere else, but Professor Colin Long, Paul Van Auken, Elizabeth Barron, Byron Adams, the Intertribal Student Council, Student Environmental Action Committee, the Live Action Role Playing Club, the Student Organization of Latinos, Black Student Union, Mike Flanagan, the McNair Program, the Gaming Society, and to my wonderful family and partner, Sasha. And I would also like to say a thank you and a big shout out to the original Menominee squad of Greg Gauthier Jr., Joshua Gauthier Jr., and Marcus Wapus. We were kind of a cohort who came into this environmental studies together and kind of supported each other and got each other to the end. So I just want to give a shout out to them, and hopefully they're watching. And again, this is just a testament to the community that have helped guide, that has helped guide and raise and support me on this journey. So I want to say one and to you all and thank you, and then I'm proud to be a Titan.
Our next honoree is Eric Sager, a first-generation college student who double majored in economics and finance in 2008 and double majored again in 2009 in mathematics and physics. He also earned a Master's of Business Administration in 2011. Eric is currently the divisional leader at Modular Web Solutions and a lecturer for UWO's Engineering and Engineering Technology Department. While studying at UWO, Eric was involved in student support services, the Society of Physics Students, Mathematics Club, Phi Beta Lambda, Economics Student Association, and the International Business Club. Whew. You got a list here, Eric. In addition to his UWO diplomas, Eric earned a master's degree from UW-Platteville in engineering in 2015 and recently earned an associate degree in small business entrepreneurship from Fox Valley Technical College and anticipates earning a bachelor's degree in German in 2023 from Oregon State University. Eric has made lifelong learning the centerpiece of his intellectual pursuits. In his spare time, what spare time he apparently has, he enjoys learning about foreign cultures and foreign languages, traveling, and working on a startup business. Eric, please step forward to receive your Outstanding Young Alumni Award.
Yeah, so lifelong learning is really a passion of mine and has been instilled throughout my time here at UWO. It really was a foundation that set that path forward. It has been a very good example of how to really learn and then unlearn some of the things that we've had in the period of our education. So this award is, again, echoing your thoughts here, not necessarily an honor just for me, but an honor for all of the different people that have really helped me to get to where I am. So that is a lot of teams that I've worked on in the different businesses that I've worked at. I know I have a great group of people here that's supporting me tonight from Modular Web. And also, I definitely want to give a shout out to Dennis Rue, who has been a mentor to me throughout my career, going from student to now an educator here at UWO. You know, I at first thought I was going to come here, get my degree, and then move on. And here I am, still back, now teaching on that other side of the classroom. So lastly, I definitely want to thank my mom. It's been a lot of sacrifice for her to get me to where I am. And through her continued support, you know, this is generally for you. Thank you.
Our final Outstanding Young Alumni Award honoree is Sarah Shuttle, who graduated from UWO in 2008 with a degree in both Spanish and chemistry. After 4 years as an outstanding student athlete in track, field, swimming, diving, I'm tired just saying that. Sarah also completed a master's degree from UW La Crosse Physician's Assistant School in 2010 before getting hired as a physician assistant for the Mayo Clinic Cardiovascular Surgery Department, where she has worked ever since. She has been active in program development, has led several international research projects. She also plays a leadership role in numerous national and international organizations and has published and presented extensively. Sarah was named one of America's top 10 physician assistants in the year 2020 by Point Care Network and earned her second master's degree, fortunately, from UW Oshkosh's Executive Path Masters of Business Administration program. Sarah continues to work as a physician assistant at the Mayo Clinic and also an assistant professor of surgery. So please step forward, Sarah, and receive your Outstanding Young Alumni Award.
Well, thank you all for being here. It feels good to be home. It doesn't seem that long ago that I was seated in chairs not too far from where we're here today, taking classes, and time flies, and it's interesting to see across the room all the different things people have been able to accomplish over the course of their lives. And looking back, I think about the different things that brought me to where I am here today, and like many of you in this room, I didn't get here alone. I was surrounded by a remarkable group of people that have poured into my life in ways that I can never repay, and to whom I owe a great debt of gratitude. I'd first like to start by acknowledging my parents, Mark and Debbie, here in the room. Something that you maybe don't know about me is I was homeschooled until middle school. So my mom taught me to read, fostered a love of learning from a very young age. My dad taught me math, and I love numbers probably more than most people because of them. So I owe a debt of gratitude to them to instilling a love of learning very early on, and I'm so grateful for that. And then fast forward to my time at UW Oshkosh, I am sitting here, looking around this room and thinking of how many remarkable people that are here today that have helped me get to where I am. And I can't say thank you enough. I have my faculty advisor from undergrad, Dr. Mahalik here, Dr. Merriman, who nominated me for this award. I nearly fell off my chair when I got the email. Wendy taught me everything I know about finance and accounting, and I'm just scratching the surface, on these individuals. I had the opportunity to speak with some of the individuals in the honors program earlier today and see that love of learning very early on. And if you log on to the UW Oshkosh website, it says UW Oshkosh is known for excellence and opportunity. And I thought, what a great reflection of a lot of what's in the room here. We're surrounded by people that have excelled, that have demonstrated excellence in their respective career fields, and all because of the opportunities that we've been given to us during our lives. I've had just the very best of experiences through my time at UW Oshkosh, both in my undergrad and graduate experience as a chemistry and Spanish major, and later getting my MBA, and then I feel like I have the honor of a lifetime getting to treat patients, which I think is one of the most humbling and rewarding things simultaneously, to be able to meet people in a position where they are struggling and maybe have lost a bit of hope, and to be able to instill that hope and to be able to offer opportunities to move forward and hopefully improve their disease state. And so I have just felt so incredibly honored and humbled to be with you all here today. I've had so many people that have poured into my life, prayed for me, supported me, been there for me as a listening ear throughout my time here. And so I am so grateful to every single person who has touched my life in whatever way. I'm looking out, I'm seeing even, individuals from athletics as well. And I think there's all those different pieces. You learn the dedication, the perseverance, the desire to continue on, in spite of what can sometimes be physically challenging circumstances, certainly in academics. And all of these things, I think, come together in ways that hopefully forge us into stronger, kinder, more capable people. So I just am so thrilled to be here. Congratulations to all of the award winners. Everybody here is so deserving of these honors. I'm humbled to be amongst a lot of you who have experienced and have learned and have taught me many things. Thank you, UW Oshkosh, for considering me for this award, and thank you all for being here. And also thank you to Chris. The amount of effort to put something like this together year after year is certainly something that we should not take for granted. So thank you, Chris. Thank you, everybody here, and hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
I'd like to extend our personal congratulations to our outstanding young alumni recipients. They've had such an amazing success early in their careers, and we are proud of their accomplishments. Now, it's our pleasure to present our distinguished alumni awards to 4 highly qualified and accomplished alumni. Our first honoree is Holly Brenner. Are you here? Yeah, she kind of snuck out on me at the foundation meeting, and I was talking to a chair for a while and I didn't realize it, so I had to make sure she was here before I started. Well, Holly is a 1999 Marketing, Human Resource Management, and Entrepreneurship major who earned a master's degree in Business Administration in 2009. Serves as the Senior Vice President of Strategic Development and Marketing at C.D. Smith Construction. Holly previously worked in various leadership roles for SSM Health, including Regional Vice President of Marketing, Communications, and Foundations, Dynamic Group, Inc., and Director of Sales and Marketing, and the Lau Agency as Vice President of Marketing and Business Development. She helped create Envision Greater Fond du Lac, resulting from the merger of the Association of Commerce and the Fond du Lac County Economic Development Corporation, and served as its inaugural chair for the Envision Board of Directors. Holly has a proven track record of pushing organizations toward innovation and leads with a servant heart. So please step forward and receive your Distinguished Alumni Award.
Sorry for tripping you up today, Kevin. Thank you. So I was born Holly Marie Hahn on July 12th, 19-something, at St. Agnes Hospital in Fond du Lac. My father was a firefighter and my mother was a teacher, both hardworking people with strong educational backgrounds and big hopes for me. Both of them are Titans, so I wonder if this was an eventuality for me. My parents, their positive outlook on life and their determination to raise me as a self-confident, self-sufficient individual certainly helped shape who I am today. And so did my time spent here at UW Oshkosh. UW Oshkosh, I heard it again today at the foundation meeting, prides itself on putting student success at the center of everything that we do. There are many aspects of my experience here that certainly have helped me to shape my life and my career both personally and professionally. As a freshman, I stumbled on the Kane Institute, so that'll date me a little bit, but I quickly recognized this experience, the opportunities that it offered. And I met a woman named Sue Neitzel, and Sue was someone who changed my life for the better, forever. And I was fortunate to have many quality internships and just exposed me to a variety of career paths and opportunities and professional networks that I wouldn't have been otherwise exposed to. I selected UW-Oshkosh, at least in part, based on the size of the school. My hope was that I would be able to make some meaningful connections, get to know my professors, be known by them, meet the faculty and staff, and really establish a relationship with these folks. And I'm grateful to tell you that I've established these quality relationships back when I was here, and they still are valuable relationships for me today. And finally, I credit my involvement in Pi Sigma Epsilon, so it's a marketing fraternity, PSC we called it. It was on campus at the time. I credit PSC for really enriching my collegiate experience in a couple of important ways. First of all my friends were there. It was a great friend group and really established, it was some of the best time that I had here with friends. And finally, in addition to the friend group, it was really my first exposure to some formal leadership opportunities. And I think that it led me down a path toward leadership that I might not have otherwise pursued. And reflecting on these times, my time at UW-Oshkosh and a couple of examples I just gave you, I feel only gratitude. Gratitude for the people who have enriched my life as part of this society, this organization. I feel gratitude for the opportunities and the challenges, there have been plenty, that have helped me to grow. I feel gratitude for the quality of education I was afforded through our quality and fine institution. So thank you all for showing up tonight. I appreciate that you're here. It's a really impressive view from up here, by the way. There are a lot of you out there. Thank you to our team at UW-Oshkosh for always going the extra mile, consistently doing great work and continuing to raise the bar. It's noticed, and I appreciate it. Thank you to Greg Giles for nominating me for this award and surprising the heck out of me tonight with a table of fine friends here that I wasn't expecting to see. Thank you for that. And finally, thank you to my husband, Jason, to our kids who decided not to dine on chicken tonight with us, and to my parents, Pete and Kathy, who supplied a never-ending stream of love and support. I know they say it takes a village, but it is true. I couldn't have done it, and I wouldn't want to have done it without you. So thank you.
Our next honoree is Barbara Herzog, a 1970 Broadfield Social Studies major who also earned a Master's of Science in Teaching in 1975. She went on to earn her PhD from UW-Madison in Educational Administration and Adult and Continuing Education. Barb retired after a 40-year career in public education where she was influential at local, state, and national levels. Her teaching career began as a junior high social studies teacher in Fond du Lac, before becoming an assistant principal in the Neenah Joint School District, which made me really excited because I went to Neenah. And later, she became a curriculum director for the Oshkosh Area School District. By the time of her first retirement in 2008, she worked nearly 21 years in Oshkosh schools. She later served as a substitute principal for 5 years in Oshkosh, and during that time, she also worked in the Center for Additional Teaching Licenses in UWO's College of Education and Human Services. She retired from that role in 2019 to concentrate on board positions within the Oshkosh School District, Cooperative Education Service Agencies, and the Wisconsin Association of School Boards. In addition to her dedication to education, Barb's commitment to service and volunteerism is unmatched. She serves on the boards of dozens of organizations and volunteers extensively. One of her proudest achievements is being elected as the president of the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, a statewide organization that includes all 421 public school districts, as well as 12 of the CISA districts. In this role, she can advocate for all Wisconsin public school districts, the students, the staff, and the communities that they represent. Barb, please step forward to receive your Distinguished Alumni Award.
I have the noisiest contingent here tonight. I love it. Good evening. It is truly an honor and a privilege to stand before you tonight with a very grateful heart. I am especially grateful to my friend and colleague, Mr. Jim Hoffman, for nominating me for this award, and for my 3 good friends, Mr. John Ashley, Executive Director of the Wisconsin Association of School Boards, Dean Emeritus Rosemary Smith of the College of Nursing, and Professor Emeritus Gene Erdman of the College of Human Services, College of Education and Human Services. I'm most grateful to you four, as well as the selection committee, my other friends here tonight, and my Kyle family for being here to share this special evening with me. My dad and I had many conversations about my college plans. He believed UW Oshkosh would be a good fit for me, as long as I stayed in a residence hall, an experience he had missed in his college years. So my college years here were enriched by work-study jobs, getting involved in residence hall activities, and the 1 year I spent playing in the Titan marching band. The nurturing and mentoring of UWO professors provided me with the knowledge and the skills to begin a career in secondary education with a focus on servant leadership. Among these professors who nurtured me were Dorothy Hamilton, Edward Wise, and Patricia Cole, from whom I learned the importance of individualizing learning for each student, a concept we still advocate for today. In the second semester of my senior year in high school, my dad died in a car train accident, leaving a wife and 3 children ages 17, 13, and 11. All 3 of us graduated from UW Oshkosh and embarked on careers in which we found satisfaction and success due to the knowledge and skills that we gained here at UW Oshkosh. After I lost my dad, my cousin gave me some advice that has become my lifelong guiding principle. Mary told me that I should live my life in such a way that I would make my father proud. And so in honoring my father, public education from the classroom to the boardroom has become my passion as I focused on helping each student succeed and becoming an advocate for the second language learners, the students with special needs, those at risk, the gifted and talented, as well as regular ed students. Public education is a great equalizer. It's a key to economic success, and it's a means to making all of our communities better places for all of us to live, learn, work, and play. John Ashley puts it best when he says, "We have a moral imperative in public education to educate all students." And when the Oshkosh Area School District Board of Education says all means all. In closing, I want to congratulate all of the other award winners. You are truly amazing, and I'm so honored to be in your midst. Once again, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Jim, John, Rosemary, and Jean, along with the Chancellor and Chris Gantner for her tireless efforts, along with my other friends and my Kyle family for being here tonight. I am most grateful to all of you. Thank you so very much.
Our next honoree is Scott Malik, a 2002 journalism major who is a weapons of mass destruction coordinator with the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Milwaukee. As a 22-year-old non-traditional student, fresh off active duty in the U.S. Navy, Scott looked at UWO as a place to put his experience to good use. Serving on student government with United Students in residence halls and working in res life for 4 years. During his time at UWO and following graduation, he served in the United States Navy Reserve and returned to active duty from 2003 to 2005. He was deployed to Iraq in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2007. Scott also served as an intelligence officer assessing threats to the U.S. interest and retired from the Navy in 2017. Scott was selected into the FBI in 2008 and trained at Quantico in Virginia. Prior to his current role, he was assigned to the FBI Milwaukee Division from 2009 to 2012 and served on the Hazardous Evidence Response Team for the Chicago Division and was the FBI Chicago Weapons of Mass Destruction Coordinator. Please join me in welcoming Scott Malik to the stage to receive the Distinguished Alumni Award.
Thank you for having me this evening. It's really quite an honor. Chancellor Leavitt, board members, distinguished guests, it's really a privilege to be selected for this. I'd like to thank Mark Nyland. Mark actually put together the application and submitted it. He saw something in me that was deserving of this award. I'm still not sure what that was, but thank you nonetheless, Mark. It's great to be home for both myself and my wife, also a 2002 graduate and fellow Titan. Originally, my plan came off active duty in '97. I was going to do 1 year here at Oshkosh. Both my brothers went to school. I figured that would ease the transition coming off active duty, being a non-traditional freshman at 22 years old. And then after doing a year here, head back south and enroll at the University of Florida. I'm glad I didn't. It's the experience I had here at Residence Life. I really found my voice. I found my footing. My involvement in student government with USRH, my involvement with campus activities and the Department of Residence Life, being a CA and PA, and working with Project Success during 2 summers as a summer CA, really formed a strong foundation for me and allowed me to go on and do the things that I did. So in a lot of regards, Oshkosh was the beginning point for me, one of which was my wife, Sarah, which led to our 3 boys, 2 dogs, 2 cats, 3 fish. Am I missing anything? No, okay, I covered it all. But thank you, really quite an honor. Congratulations to the other awardees, and I thank you.
Our final Distinguished Alumni Award honoree is Oscar Morales. Oscar is a 1996 sociology major who for more than 25 years has served as executive director of Omega School in Madison, an alternative educational center helping young adults pursue their high school equivalency diploma or general education development. Oscar's vision is to serve the whole person and not just their academic needs. Prior to Omega, he spent about a decade with Centro de la Comunidad Unida, or the United Community Center in Milwaukee, where he became an associate director and helped open a community-based restaurant and catering service, an arts program with a theater and gallery space, and a community school. Oscar has published 3 anthologies about Latinos in Wisconsin, plus a children's book and a poetry book. In 2016, his love and passion for all art forms, especially poetry, earned him the distinguished honor and title of Poet Laureate of the City of Madison, emphasizing widespread accessibility to poetry in any circumstance. And in the spirit of giving back, Oscar also serves on many nonprofit boards in the areas of education and the arts. Oscar, if you could please step forward to receive your Distinguished Alumni Award.
I thought my group would be the loudest, but... Well, I do want to thank Christine. I've had so many emails with Christine Gantner, and I don't see her, but she deserves a round of applause. You want to stand up, Christine? I also want to thank the fellow alumni, Barbara, Scott, and Holly. It's good to be here with you, being honored tonight. You know, it's been about 50 years since I first stepped on campus. I still remember the first time visiting Oshkosh, meeting a distinguished professor, listening to interesting lectures about the Vietnam War that was just about ready to end, meeting female co-eds from around the country, tasting German brats and beer. Come to think of this, this all happened at the same time at an off-campus party on Jackson Street. Most of you are not aware that when I started college in 1973, that I had 3 brothers on campus at the same time. I don't mean fraternity brothers or family friends, real brothers, the kind you fight, argue, and live life with kind of brothers. My oldest brother, Juan, Raymond, John, Winky, Morales, taught me how to understand systems and processes. I quickly learned that having a great relationship with the financial aid office made a huge difference in my life. My older brother, Carlos, who was hired to work at the Multicultural Center, taught me the term seize the opportunity. I saw my first Chicano poet, Tigre and Ricardo Sanchez, which inspired me to write poetry, publish 3 poetry books, and become poet laureate of Madison. His wife, Mary, taught me how to make homemade pizza for the Packer games, as well as the importance of patience, which I'm still learning to manage. Finally, my Irish twin brother, Jesse, taught me the terms wrestle to win and why did you do that? The beginnings of my interest in taking more time for reflection. My sister-in-law, Patty Smith, has always kept me grounded and be supportive at the same time, which is pretty difficult to do. Her sister Sue and brother-in-law Bill have always been in my corner over the decades. Dr. Peter Remender was a professor for my first Introduction to Sociology self-paced course. The subject was very interesting and I ended up completing a lesson a day. Halfway during the semester, he hired me as a proctor. Peter later hired me to coordinate the Washington Heights experience, which gave thousands of co-eds a small taste of what it was like to live in an urban environment. His wife, Robin Lucarelli, was always at his side, providing counsel and sound advice. It's hard to get through college without a group of friends, and brothers Herman and Eddie Guzman, who also grew up in Racine, were there at a crucial point of my life. They have always been there for me, and I'm happy they're joining me tonight. Their wives, Joanne and Alice, are here with me and also have become good friends. Dr. Chuck Taylor, who's sitting here in front, was one of my first role models as director of the Multicultural Center. His ability to be a great listener has made a difference in my life. My neighbors here from Madison, Silas and Marge Johnson. Silas and some friends were the ones that inspired my older brother to choose to come here to UWO and be Titans. My children are joining me here tonight, and my youngest son, Javier, recently accompanied me to London. It wasn't my fault that they lost. He shares my love of trying to make a difference in everything he does in life. My oldest son, Diego, has the energy and excitement that I still possess at age 67, and he's watching us live stream. My second oldest son shared my love of wrestling, although he had a lot better record. He has taught me to be a better listener and epitomizes resilience and excellence. My daughter Lorena is out in LA, didn't want to come back to Oshkosh, shares my passion for building community, and she likes to stay away from the cold. My fifth child, which is also my nephew Christian, was elected twice to the city council, and Sergio's here with his friends Latifa and Charlie. My children have taught me how to be a better person. Finally, it's very hard to believe that you can find love, especially for that table over there, that you can find love after the age of 60. But a miracle did happen. Diana Gonzalez has made such a huge difference in my life. Joining us today are also her good friends, Heidi and Peta. Oshkosh was a very special place for me, and just walking on campus today brought so many memories. So thank you.
Thank you, and I do want to reiterate Chancellor's comments that it is very humbling to be up here listening to all these great stories. Tonight we honor our second Alumni Outstanding Service Award recipient. The Alumni Outstanding Service Award was created in 2021 in honor of the university's 150th. It recognizes a graduate who has made exemplary contributions to UW-Oshkosh on the Oshkosh, Fond du Lac, or Fox Cities campuses. So we wanted to create an award that kind of would unite all the campuses. And they would accomplish this through their support of the university and their volunteer efforts. Jim Rath, a 1964 economics major, retired after a long and successful career as an account executive with the Wisconsin Public Service Corp. And after serving as president of the Village of Sherwood from 2013 to 2017. Jim gives back often and has been a long-time contributor to the UWO Foundation, has supported several initiatives over the years. His main areas of focus have been the Rath Family Scholarship that he established with his siblings, all UWO students, which if you're a UWO student and you talk to Jim, he's more than happy to converse with you. The Delta Sigma Phi Scholarship Fund, UWO Athletics, and the Culver Family Welcome Center. Volunteering his time has also been one of Jim's passions. He has served Delta Sigma Phi fraternity and leadership roles at both the local and national levels, including as regional commissioner and district governor, providing mentorship to undergraduates and building lifelong friendships across the country. Jim has also volunteered for 25 years with the Wisconsin Special Olympic Sports Management Committee for basketball, assigned officials for the UW men's basketball team camp from 2013 to 2019, and was the time clock and play clock operator at Titan football games from 2015 to 2019. Jim proudly served on the UWO Alumni Association Board from 1988 to 2016. That's, I think, about 28 years, if my math is correct, which, if Chris would iterate, hasn't been so good these last few days. So, and it's amazing, I'm in finance. Would you believe that? And he had leadership roles. He was treasurer and president of the UWO Board of Directors, and is still active in helping coordinate UWO alumni events in Naples, Florida, where he is retired. He always encourages fellow Titans to reflect on their UWO experience and the impact it has made on their lives and careers. You will seldom find Jim in anything other than Titan gear, which I thought you'd at least have a tie.
There's the socks.
Oh, the socks. My bad again. Jim was actually the president when I joined the board of directors, and he's the reason I have a gavel now as president, because Jim had a tendency to let the meetings go a little longer. But we always had a good time, and if there's anybody who has donated time, treasure, and talent, it's Jim.
Titan City, we won 3 conference championships.
I knew I forgot something.
I have the utmost respect for Coach Cerrone, but I did have a better winning percentage than he did. It's an honor to be up here tonight. I want to do what I'm going to call a commercial. Oshkosh has a reputation. One of my former bosses, the first one who hired me into my professional career working for government, he told me that Oshkosh was a party school. And it's taken me until his passing to finally have an answer for this. I'm just going to talk about the month of October. This evening, you're at one of the best parties that Oshkosh can possibly hold. And 2 weeks ago, and I'm sorry I missed it, Coach, but I want you to get on your calendars for next year, probably the second Saturday in October, this UW-Oshkosh basketball steak fry is one to die for. And it's one hell of a party. So we are a party school. Let's embrace it. Andy was over there getting pretty concerned. It is indeed an honor to receive the 2022 UW-Oshkosh Service Award. I wear these socks today. They are Titan socks. And I wore them because last year's recipient, Jerry Gagno, who also happens to be a fraternity brother of mine, Delta Sigma Phi, and he wore his socks last year. And I thought, he set the bar, the standard, as far as service, very high. And I had to start somewhere, so I thought I'd start with the socks and work my way up. But this is really a humbling experience and at the same time a tremendous honor. In Delta Sigma Phi, we have an expression about repaying the debt. And at that moments such as these, we realize just how much deeper that debt has become, and our gratitude towards this institution that we have here at UW-Oshkosh. I periodically will reflect on my life, and I look at family, friends, I look at this institution, and I look at Delta Sigma Phi, and if I wasn't married to Sharon, I'm not sure I'd be alive at this stage of my life. And all those organizations have meant so much to me and my growth as an individual. I want to thank Chuck Chrisberg. He was my little brother in the fraternity. He nominated me for this award, and eternally grateful. Former coach, Washington U coach, Pat Yuckham, and Chris Ganter were kind enough to write letters of support that I refer to as the truth in its most favorable light. That was a term I learned in politics, and it served me well. Special thanks to UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association and its award selection committee for your efforts in making this one of the best parties at the university, again known for being a party school. I want to single out Matt Lewis and Kelly Schweiner. Both of those guys had a lot to do with me being up here today by convincing me to help them with, well, in Matt's case, help them assign some games to a couple of officials here and there. And then Kelly Schweiner said, Jim, you ought to run the clock. And up until the night, all I was known for was, please reset the play clock. This is kind of nice. Again, I appreciate the opportunity you created for me to participate in UW athletics as a volunteer. I'm grateful to two other people tonight. And actually, I have a whole group of Delta Sigma Phi fraternity brothers here tonight. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Two of them happen to be my sons. My third son is here as well. And our fourth son is expecting a child here very shortly. So, looking forward to that. Congrats to my fellow recipients. I hope you'll join me in rekindling the passions towards our alma mater. I hope you join me in the realization that our debt to UW-Oshkosh has just increased. Again, I'd be remiss if I did not mention my family of origin. My father was a true public servant. Mom was there to hold us accountable, particularly me. My surviving siblings, Tom and Mary. Tom is in Italy at the current time, and Mary is in the Holy Land. Hillary Jo is gracious enough to join us tonight, and they also joined me in creating that scholarship in our parents' memory. As I mentioned, I'm honored to have our three sons that are here tonight, Max, Jake, and Bo, and our wives, Laura, Jordan, and Stacy. Hope I got the order right. Finally, Sharon, you never know you knew early on what you're getting yourself into, and there's never been a dull moment. Thank you for my new title as the first gentleman of Forest Lakes, and I'm sorry your undergraduate college no longer exists. I'll talk to Andy, see if we can work something out with UW-Oshkosh. But now we get to embark on new careers as grandparents. Thank you again for the honor and recognition. And for the Lewis family, I've learned this phrase, great day to be a Titan, and thank you all.
We have a few more accomplished alumni to honor and thank for their dedicated service to the Alumni Association's Board of Directors. If you could please come forward as I read your name. Tara Gagne, Brooke Tabert, and although he's not present tonight, we want to recognize David Tolpenrud. David couldn't be here, but he served 2 3-year terms on the Alumni Association Board of Directors from 2016 to 2022 and remains committed to helping the alumni stay connected to their alma mater, so we'd like to thank David for his service. Tara served a 3-year term on the Alumni Association Board of Directors from 2019 to 2022. During that time, she led the annual giving committee, attended the career fair each semester to welcome alumni representatives from various businesses and organizations back to campus, organized the silent auction for the evening of the Black and Gold event, and sent handwritten notes of congrats to alumni featured in the news. Tara, thank you for your dedicated service to your alma mater. And finally, Brooke served on the Alumni Board since 2010 and is wrapping up her final term, currently serving as past president and chair of the Outreach Stewardship Committee. She has served in numerous board leadership roles during her tenure, including vice president and most recently president from 2020 through June of this year. As president, she served as liaison to the UW-Oshkosh Foundation Board of Directors, represented the Alumni Association as part of the platform party at several commencement ceremonies, as well as served as Master of Ceremonies at this annual Alumni Award celebration. You can always count on seeing Brooke dressed in her black and gold and lifting up her alma mater wherever she goes. Brooke, we sincerely thank you for your dedicated service. Real quick, thank you again for your dedicated service. As a lasting token, there is also a brick in each of their names installed out on the patio, and tonight they are getting a replica brick as well that they can display in their home office and acknowledging their dedicated service. But at this time, before we move on, I want to hand the mic over to Brooke for a quick recognition of someone who, without none of the alumni work that we do, would be happening.
Can we get a round of applause for Justine and Kevin for all of their work tonight? I couldn't give up the mic this easy. If you've been coming the last few years, I've had the honor of being up here. So this is a surprise for a few people. We are going completely off script. Yes. As the current past president of the UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association, I've had the pleasure of meeting many alumni and university partners at many alumni and university events and community events. There's one common theme that I hear from individuals when I am at events. Chris Gantner is amazing, and I've heard it tonight. Her ability to connect with alumni and university friends is astounding and has brought so much to this university that we cannot even see on a day-to-day basis. Chris graduated from UW-Milwaukee. At least it's black and gold, I guess. Let's go with that. So I am honored because of her work, her personality, her tenacity, and I'm looking at you now, so I'm going to cry. I have the esteemed pleasure to tell you that we are, the University Alumni Association, is granting you honorary alumni status to UW Oshkosh. You are officially a Titan. Come on up here. Come on up. So I'm going to read. I am one of the past, I think, six past alumni presidents. So I have a couple remarks that have been shared here. From Tracy Rather, a former Alumni Association board member. Take a look back there, too. The door. She just saw her family is here. A former alumni board member from 98 to 2012 and president from 2007 to 2010. Over the last 20 years, I have had the privilege to work with Chris Gantner and then post-board service keeping up with university events and news through many interactions with Chris. She has always been focused on serving the Titan alumni and staff and students of UW-Oshkosh. She's been very effective in helping alumni to reconnect with the university. I wish to congratulate Chris on being recognized as an honorary Titan alumni. She is so deserving. Chris, you are the best and have accomplished so much on behalf of the university for the alumni. Thank you. Oh, we've got more. So, Trent, if you could hit it. There's a few friends who couldn't be here tonight.
Good evening, UW-Oshkosh guests. My name is Amanda Betts, and I am here to send a message to Chris Gantner, a mentor, a friend, and someone who I got to serve alongside for almost 11 years. I was once a president, secretary, vice president, past president, board member from 2010 to 2021, and Chris was purely a constant of joy, relief, support, and a constant reminder of what it meant to be a Titan. So I cannot think of anyone more deserving than her. Many congrats, Chris. Look forward to seeing you soon. Go Titans!
Good evening. I'm Scott Barr, one of the Alumni Association former presidents. I want to say thanks so much to Chris for all of her great work over the years. The alumni function at University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh punches way above its weight because of Chris's hard work, her knowledge of the campus community, and long-term great relationships and her unending positivity. It's been a pleasure to work with Chris over the last 13 years, and I'm proud to call her a fellow Titan.
Congratulations, Chris, for your years of leadership at the UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association. I remember shortly after you took the position, we met and discussed some of the issues facing the association. As I recall, it was a long and somewhat daunting list of challenges. But with your support and encouragement, those issues are long in the past, and the Alumni Association is stronger and more active than ever. While the makeup of the board has changed through the years, you've been the constant thread helping to lead us forward. Thank you for all you've done and will continue to do for UW-Oshkosh. It's appreciated by everyone in the room tonight and by many thousands of other alums who can't be there in person. To the Alumni Award recipients this evening, I add my congratulations and my sincere thanks for reflecting so well on your alma mater. Now, let's go Titans and beat the Blue Devils.
Yes. And one last, because it's a little odd saying this. Jim gave me a quote too as another past chair. He can think of no one more deserving than Chris to receive this honor. She's been our rock as we've gone through a plethora of chancellors and presidents of the UW-Oshkosh Foundation through some good times and some bad ones. But as a constant, and I think we've heard from our alumni tonight, someone who always lives that true Titan spirit without being a Titan, which is amazing. Not anymore. So now, as Jim said, as of October 21st, 2022, it is our honor to have you, Chris Gantner, as our honorary alumni of UW Oshkosh. It is truly a great day to be a Titan. Thank you, Chris. So as a thank you from an honorary, to our new honorary alumni, I know she has alumni stuff, right? Everything she wears is alumni. She has probably more black and gold in her closet than me, which that says something. But her first official alumni sweatshirt, now as an alumni, but also the vase there is from an alumni named Alan Hathaway. Is that my cue to get off? Alan Hathaway, who is an alumni, he's an alumni of UW Oshkosh. He lives in the Fond du Lac area, and so we are just so honored to highlight that as well. But Chris, you know, we've heard it from all of the award recipients tonight. Again, sitting up here, you are all amazing, incredible people. Thank you for continuing to show us what the spirit of UW Oshkosh truly is, and I look forward to continuing to see the spirit. Please come back, because she's going to keep doing incredible work here, so come back and see it. So thank you.
I am just absolutely incredibly humbled. It's been just an absolute privilege to work with volunteers like these people joining me on the stage, and all the alumni board members and volunteers I've had the opportunity to work with over the years. I'm just speechless, quite frankly, and just thrilled. It has been an honor to be part of the UW Oshkosh community for the last 23 years. I am just absolutely blessed, and I feel humbled and almost embarrassed, because I don't want to take away from the incredible 10 amazing alumni we're here to celebrate tonight. But I am absolutely grateful for all of the people I've had the pleasure of serving with here at UW Oshkosh, and I thank you all for loving this university and being part of it. So thank you. Thank you all. And thank you to my family for being here. It's a huge surprise to me. I love you each dearly. I am for being here. It's a huge surprise to me. I love you each dearly. I am for being here. They have sacrificed job, and I love my job, but they've been supportive of me all along, and I can't thank you. They've been supportive of me all along, and I can't thank you enough. I love you all so much. Thank you.
Don't forget your stuff. Yeah, don't forget your stuff. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Before we conclude tonight, we'd like to welcome Greg Giles, class of 91 and executive director of the UW Oshkosh Foundation, to the podium to give some closing remarks.
It's humbling to be up here. So I wrote, Eddie Pinero, who narrates a daily inspirational online blog called Your World Within, spoke the following. He said, "There's an expression that says, some people feel the rain, others just get wet. It's incredibly interesting how the same subject can be interpreted so differently, which can plant the seed for different outcomes." He goes on to say, well water is always 6 degrees. It's always 60 degrees in the winter and in the summer, but depending on the makeup of the outside world, that 60 degrees feels different. The water didn't change, the circumstances did. Our life's impact is no different. It's not the world that writes the story, we do. Listening tonight about our alumni, distinguished and outstanding service alumni award winners puts the narrative really into focus. I'd be willing to bet that if you talk to many of our alumni awardees, they would consistently tell you that you don't need to change the world, You need to change the way you see the world. I would also bet that they would give appropriate props to the people and impactful opportunities given to them during their life that put them in a position to change the story and control the narrative in order to change the world we live in. Looking around this room, I see many people who most likely would say the same thing. We do impact the world by the way we write the story. One of my earliest stories of impact growing up happened to me in kindergarten and how it happened to shape my life moving forward forever. You see, I remember my mother picking my best friend Paul and I up at the front door of school every day, and we would get in the back seat because we thought our mother was our chauffeur. Matter of fact, we'd get in the seat, and my friend Paul was a nervous kid. Now, this was like in '73, remember back then, like they had that hump that ran the whole base of the car, right? My friend would straddle that hump, and he'd sit in the middle of the back bench, and he would just bounce. He was a nervous kid. Matter of fact, there was bench seats back then, right? Matter of fact, the only reason you knew there were seat belts, if you lost a quarter and you reached into the bench, you're like, you see the seat belts, you're like, Mom, what's this? She's like, it's a seat belt, leave it there. And I would sit next to him, and I'd look out the window. So my mom took off, and she came to a T in the road. She turned left. My car door opened, and I fell out. But in '72, they made those cars so amazing that it opened up and it ricocheted shut. My mom had no idea I fell out of the car. Now, my best friend Paul, who's a nervous kid to start, he was really nervous because he thought he was in some big trouble. It took him an entire block to find the courage to clear his throat and almost phrase it in a question like, Mrs. Giles, I think your son's back there. And here's my mom. She dumped her most precious thing in the world, her kid, out on the street. She puts the car in reverse. She drives all the way back. I'm laying in the curb crying. Now, I got to tell you, I'm married to a social worker. You dump a kid out of the car today, social services might be showing up. Not in '73, though. She gets out of the car. I'm laying there. I'm holding myself. I'm crying. She's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. I just think I need my dad. He'll be home in a couple hours. You okay? Is anything broken? I'm like, oh, I just need Mom. I'm right here. Anything else? I just need my sister. Now, my sister is 18 months older, and when you're hurt, you don't need your sister. So she knew I was okay, but I didn't know that. She asked the question one more time. Are you okay? I said, no, I'm going to need some snack pack pudding. To this day, we can't go to the grocery store without my kids going, Dad, remember when Mom dumped you out of the car? I want to tell you, by age 8, my father decided to divorce my mother and moved to Oklahoma. And now a single mother was raising 4 children, 2 being 1-year-old twins. I remember the conversation with my mom after I came home from school one day in 3rd grade. She told me that I was needed around the house more to take on some more responsibilities so she could work 2 jobs to provide food and a house for us to live in. I'm no different than so many other children raised for these last 50 years. Remember that well water is 60 degrees. It's always 60 degrees. The water didn't change, the circumstances did. And it's not the world that writes the story, we do. UWO has nearly half of our freshman class as first-generational college students. I would be willing to bet that most of those families with first-generational students run into adversity in life. I'd be willing to bet that all of our award winners tonight ran into adversity in life, and they did something about it. Our students, many first-generational students, are doing something about their story in life. Similar to having a supportive mother at home, the UW-Oshkosh Foundation, through the generous support of alumni and donors, provides scholarships through critical things like helping first-generational students. All of us in this room can make a difference, just like our alumni award winners tonight. We don't have to fall out of a car to write the narrative. So remember that well water is 60 degrees. It's always 60 degrees. That water didn't change, the circumstances did. Our life's impact is no different. It's not the world that writes our story, we do. But if you take the time to throw a pebble in that well of water, it creates a ripple effect. Similar to supporting a first-generational college student you might never have a chance to meet by setting up a scholarship. We all have the ability to feel the rain, just some people decide just to get wet. Keep making a difference in life by writing the narrative, and while you're at it, consider helping someone else write their narrative. On behalf of the UW Oshkosh Foundation, we need your help. Consider one day giving to a scholarship or making a first-time gift to the foundation. I'm proud to say that due to the help of my dear friend Jim Rath, in a couple weeks we're going to launch the 1871 Society to support unrestricted scholarships to students. We need it the most. It was a pleasure for letting me have some closing remarks, and have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Once again, we congratulate all our alumni here tonight, and please stay in touch. Keep us updated on your future successes, as we know there will be many. So I hope to see all of you tomorrow at the homecoming festivities, the football game, the tailgate party before, as we continue to celebrate our university's pride, tradition, and success. So one more time, go Titans.
Remember the last time your family visited the forest? It's a place of wonder and imagination for the whole family, where stories come to life. And it's closer than you think. Ready to plan your next visit? Make the forest part of your story today at a local park near you, or find one at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hey, jazz lovers. Listen to 90.3 WRST's Same Great Jazz during the Jazz Wire, now